They exist beyond perception. You may have heard that our universe has 4 dimensions. 3 spatial dimensions, and then time. This was the working theory until recently. It's now understood that, whilst time is one of the 5 dimensions, there are 4 spatial dimensions. Only 3 are truly comprehended. I work at a company called Visiones. We're a science and research company. We're privately funded, and generally tackle things that humanity doesn't yet have a full understanding of. Our aim has always been to bridge those larger gaps in our knowledge. I work in the outreach/public monitoring department. Some of what we do involve members of the general public, who don't quite know they work for us. But my exact field isn't important in context, and even being that specific is a little risky. I don't want this tracked back to me if my superiors find this. As far as I'm aware, very little information about our company is kept from me. From my understanding of where I stand here, I'm allowed to know about everything we do. So, to the best of my knowledge, what I'm about to tell you is the exact same as anybody else in Visiones knows, minus some of the more exact science. That's not my field. This started about 7 months ago. We were working on ways to exceed the zoom level of electron microscopes, and the team managed to get something working. They were able to achieve a zoom level of 200 million, roughly double what was previously possible. We thought this would help some of the other projects we have going on, but instead, something strange was discovered. Tiny particles, previously unknown to science, that were seeming to grow and shrink in and out of existence. No energy transfer. It seemed as though these little things were breaking the laws of physics, creating energy from nothing, and destroying energy to become non-existent. Due to the unknown origins of this article, we refer to it internally as the null particle. The first hypothesis was that as one particle dies, another is made. It would explain where the energy is going/coming from. But this theory was quickly tossed aside in favor of another, the idea that our world might just exist on more spatial dimensions than we realized. This sounds like an extreme jump to a conclusion, but all other possibilities were, well, impossible. I'm a fan of the Sherlock novels, so to quote Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, when you have eliminated all which is impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Think of it this way, if you were a 2D person, living in a 3D world, your entire perception is just a 2-dimensional cross-section of what's really out there. If a sphere were to roll through this cross-section, you wouldn't see the sphere as a whole, you'd see slices of it as it moves through. From your perspective, there's a 2D circle that slowly grows from nothing, and then slowly shrinks to nothing once again. I hope I haven't lost any of you with that. But that explanation almost perfectly translates to 3D 4D. A 4-dimensional shape passing through the 3D cross-section that we perceive would look like a 3-dimensional shape growing and shrinking, or more likely even morphing and contorting. The next thing I knew, Visiones were working on ways to view into or move through this newly discovered spatial dimension, using null particles. Most of our funding has been going into this for a while now, and it seemed to pay off last month. We had developed something that can push things on this 4th axis. It looks as simple as a round metallic platform. It doesn't appear to move from our perspective, because it isn't pushing objects in a direction we can perceive as humans. Last month was the first successful test. The platform was able to push a wooden chair through. It appeared to slowly lose features, the back, the base, the back 2 legs, and finally the front 2 legs. This is exactly how we had expected it to look visually. But the amazing part was that the chair didn't come back. We had successfully proven that this chair had gone somewhere beyond our vision. We tried to pull the chair back, but it was unsuccessful. It seems the chair didn't stay on the platform as it moved through the 4th axis. It had moved through multiple axes at once. Think of moving diagonally but on 4 dimensions at once rather than 2 or 3. A later model corrected this fault. A week ago was the first test on the corrected model. This time we sent through a